Welcome to the Teach Joyfully podcast, where we talk about all things elementary teaching with some mom stuff thrown in. I'm Lisa Burns, a teacher success coach, veteran elementary teacher, and mom of 5. I'll be your host. Thanks for joining me. Today, I'd like to spend a little bit of time talking about another way that you can teach besides a traditional school. There are many teachers out there that perhaps need to stay home with their own kids who are home and schooling online, or perhaps you have someone who is part of a vulnerable population in your home and you cannot be in school at this particular time. It's simply not safe. Well, there's other options. If your school or district doesn't offer you the option to be able to teach from home, there's other ways that you can stay home and still earn an income. One of those ways is Outschool. Outschool is a platform for people to be able to teach things that they are experts in. You don't have to be a certificated teacher. However, you have to have worked with children and have a passion that you're actually good at teaching. For teachers, that can mean teaching, or it can mean hobbies or things that you love and are passionate about, and you get an opportunity to teach some kids how to do that as well. It could be crafts or art. It could be reading or writing. There's all kinds of ways that you can teach on Outschool. The beauty of Outschool is that you get to design the course, name your price, and then teach it. Now, you do have to provide something that people are actually looking for, and you have to name a price that people are actually willing to pay. And that is a fine balance, but it's not always as difficult as you think. And while it can take a little bit of trial and error, it's well worth your time and energy. So how do you get started with Outschool? Signing up for Outschool is actually pretty simple. All you need to do is get your resume, have all your information ready, and then sign in to Outschool. Go ahead and sign up. You'll need to give the usual basic info about you, name, address, all of that, and then jump into your experience. Make sure that you are very specific about your experience. Be detailed without being too wordy, but a good paragraph would be helpful. Next, you need to decide what it is that you are passionate about. What is it that you could teach extremely well and that you love doing? If you don't love it, you're not going to be successful on Outschool. So decide what it is. Maybe it's math for certain grades, or maybe it's science. Maybe you love doing science experiments with kids. Well, this is a great platform to do that. You can teach kids through science and do wonderful, fun science experiments using materials that they would have at home. Maybe you're passionate about language arts and you want to teach kids to really love reading or writing. Well, there's a platform for that here as well. It's absolutely possible to be able to do that on this platform. Remember, everything's online, and so you can simply teach from your home. The cool thing about Outschool is not only do they provide the platform for you to host your course and teach it, but also they help you with all the advertising. They have a wide range of students already looking for courses on Outschool, so that provides a student base for you built in. In addition, they give you all kinds of suggestions and show you what other people are already doing. They also give you a list of classes that kids and parents request. Some of them are classes that have been offered before, but some of them are not. They're classes that someone would like to see, but hasn't been offered. These are wonderful opportunities for you to figure out exactly what it is that you want to teach and something that will sell. I think this is a really great way to figure out what it is that you'll start with. Once you figure out what it is you'll teach, you need to detail your class. Now, you need to be really specific if you're going to get accepted by Outschool. That means that you need to be specific about not only what you're teaching on each particular day, whether it's a one-day class, a two-day class, or more than that, but also each section should have a name and plenty of details about what it is that students will get out of that particular section. This is where you need to dig deep and find your inner salesperson. Also, you should include a list of materials that families will have to provide at home in order to be able to be successful in the class. The last piece is a video. You'll need to provide a 3 to 5 minute video of you teaching a sample from your proposed class. This is for Outschool's purposes only. Think of it as your interview. Outschool will not show this to parents, but it is for them to evaluate whether or not they feel you can be successful on their platform. They don't accept simply everyone. They are picky, and you do need to be able to show that you can actually teach what you're proposing to teach. Common mistakes when applying to Outschool are teachers quite often will list too many options in too many different classes. Choose one thing. Yes, you might want to teach more than one thing, but choose one thing, be very specific, make sure it sounds engaging and fun, and then you'll be much more successful in your application to Outschool. Pricing a class can be the trickiest part. How do you decide what to charge? I think you should go back to the platform, see what other people are charging for similar classes, what the length of time is, what parents or students are getting out of the class, and then find something that's comparable to yours. And that will give you a guide in order to determine what to charge. When in doubt, you can always charge a little less than you think you should. Give it a try. If you get a great response and you want to offer the class again, you can always raise the price. Better to have great success and some wonderful reviews to begin with, and then you can always up the ante a little bit later. In addition, you could start offering other types of classes once you've been successful with one. I think the beauty of Outschool is that you can teach what you want, when you want to teach it, when it's convenient for you, and you can have fun doing things that you're really passionate about. In addition, you get to determine how much to charge. I know teachers that have been extremely successful with Outschool. One of the things that these teachers swear by is that with Outschool, they can make much more per hour than they can with other platforms like VIP Kid and other kinds of teaching platforms. In addition, they have all the control over their class, what they teach, when they teach, and how much to charge. I think it's a great platform to at least get your feet wet and try out some things to see what you like and whether or not this is for you. Give it a go. It certainly isn't going to hurt. If you've been thinking about branching out on your own a little bit and trying something new, whether you just want to supplement your income or you're thinking that you might want to be able to teach online at your own time and your own pace and charge what you want without having to be tied to a school, a district, or anybody else's schedule, this might be just the place for you. Give it a look and see what you think. I'll put the link to Outschool on my website in the show notes. In addition, I've also created a guide with some examples to help you through the process. Now, I know that many of us are perfectly happy with our teaching situations as they stand. However, there are plenty of people who maybe their situation isn't going to work out this year, or have a friend or family member who has lost a job. Remember, Outschool doesn't require that you are a certificated teacher. You need to be good at what you do, have worked with kids, and have a passion that they're able to teach. That can be lots of different things, from acting classes to art classes to actual school-related topics. So remember, if Outschool isn't for you, it might be for someone that you know and love. So that's it, my teacher friends. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you liked today's episode, I'd love it if you'd go to Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen and leave a review. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button so you'll never miss an episode. Also, you can continue the conversation with me in my Facebook group, the Teach Joyfully Podcast Community, where elementary teachers can connect, get help, and encouragement for all kinds of elementary education and parenting topics. You can find the show notes, the link to Outschool, and the link to my free guide all on my website at www.hopeineducation.com/podcast. And remember, a happy teacher is a good teacher. So teach joyfully and take care of you.